Tony, welcome. I actually look at supply chain for Apple as an advantage because of its vertical integration, its scale, the way it buys priority with suppliers like Corning. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it should be trading at the multiple that it is now. How much of a benefit do you give Apple for its supply chain strength?
Good morning, John. Look, Apple has, as you mentioned, always had very strong supply chain management and sourcing. They are pretty good about dual sourcing most of their products. They have a relatively strong track record of being able to manufacture even in times of turmoil. And that's largely expected by the company. I think the issue that you raised is we are in an unusual time. COVID lockdowns are prevalent in China. They were particularly prevalent in April, and Apple is anticipating that they will be impacted in terms of their ability to manufacture product in the quarter. But I also think more broadly, investors are getting worried about consumer demand, that we may be entering into a period of slower economic growth, that European demand is being impacted by the war in Ukraine, and that as a result, they don't feel quite as confident in the earnings outlook for Apple as they did 90 days ago.
Now, I guess the counter to that would be looking at, for example, Walmart versus Home Depot earlier this week. We saw Walmart doing more grocery business, which is lower margin as people look for deals. But on the higher end, the Home Depot customer was buying less, but they were paying more for what they really wanted to buy. And isn't that Apple's sweet spot with the M1 Max, with the iPhones? People are still going to need phones. They're going to need laptops and computers. If they're willing to pay a premium price performance-wise, does that play into Apple's successful vertical integration up to this point?
Well, Apple has always been a premium priced, premium experience company, whether it be their products or their services. And so they do have very strong premiums to other products in the marketplace. That said, Apple really benefited, I think, in hindsight, from consumers' wallets during the pandemic. People were not traveling. People were not going out to dinner. Many were getting government subsidies. And as a result, they had money to spend on electronics, on tablets, on Macs, and to some degree on higher priced iPhones. And so I think one concern is not only might we have a slowing overall economic environment for which Apple is not immune, but I think the other thing is that we may have ultimately had excess demand for Apple products above trend because the consumer was relatively flush. And the converse is now true, where the wallet size may be the same or even smaller for people who were getting subsidies, and yet they're traveling, they're going out to dinner, and they're having more experiences. And I, when we look at Apple, I think in the preceding 5 years to last year, fiscal 21, the company grew its EBIT by about 5% a year. Last year, it grew 66%. Why did that happen? In part because consumers were flush. I mean, Apple also had a great product lineup, but consumers were flush. And so the concern is we have both a potentially slowing economy and a slowing consumer spend, but we also have, the risk that Apple consumers may have effectively forward bought last year.